Hey everybody, welcome back to Freeze Frame episode 46, the show where we stop to take a moment to discuss all the heavily talked about news of the week having to do with movies, TV, streaming, and pop culture. I am your guide through this entertainment multiverse, Ryder, and today I'm joined on this cosmic adventure. I got James Walmer here, Strictly Casual's very own.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me, Ryder.
Dude, how you doing? Good morning. It's a early morning today.
It's a great morning. I got two of my classes canceled, so I only have one class tonight. So I get to go to the gym, get to take it easy today, get to head on some of my homework, maybe play a little bit of Halo, maybe watch an episode of Game of Thrones, maybe 2 episodes of Game of Thrones. Might go great.
Yeah, I want to start that too. I was thinking about Game of Thrones last night, and I was like, is this the night that I started?
What did you think about Game of Thrones?
Oh, I love the worlds and stuff, but I'm like, I haven't started yet. I haven't seen it. So
you haven't seen it?
No. So I was like, last night,
Ryder.
I was like, is this the time?
If you like, I think it's just it's a good political drama.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you like a political drama where you like to see like people trying like lies, deception, creating leverage, creating false leverage. All of that is just so good and it thrives.
Yeah.
So just the writing, like you just watch 2 people talk in a room, and you do watch 2 people talk in a room for like 20 minutes. 30 minutes, and you're like, this is great. This is the greatest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh my god, this is so good.
Yeah,
no. It's just like Peter Dinklage and I don't know, someone else sitting in this room.
Yeah, dude, I'm with you because like I'm watching The Witcher right now, and so people are like, hey, if you like The Witcher, you should switch on over to Game of Thrones. And you're like,
okay. Well, here's the thing with Witcher. I'm about to give my 2 cents on The Witcher. So I watched the first. So I watched first season. And then I watched the first 2 episodes of the second season. And it just made me want to watch Game of Thrones more.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, you know what? Like, I see the stuff they're trying to do, but I think Game of Thrones just does it better. I think the writing's better. I think the characters are more interesting. But maybe that's just me. Like, I know some people are diehard fans of Witcher, the series. I love Henry Cavill or Henry Cavill, whether you say his name one way or another. I love the world of The Witcher, but I just think all the politics just feel a little more grandiose.
Yeah.
They have a little more gravitas in that world of Game of Thrones.
Absolutely. See, and that sounds very enticing. I'll have to get to it soon. I'll let you know when I start it. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening on audio platforms. We thank you very much. Give us a review. Let us know what we're doing right and let us know what we're doing wrong. We've still got the podcasts going on audio platforms. We're pushing to episode 50. And Checkpoint, our other podcast, is pushing to episode 100, so we're getting there.
Which is crazy.
You're nuts. That's wild.
It's crazy.
If you have Discord, we also have Discord, and if you want to hop in there and bring our Discord back to life, I know that you have some creativity that we desperately need. I know you have some laughs. Go hop in our Discord, post some memes, give us some news, and connect with us at a more deeper level. But anyways, we also have social media, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok as well. And this episode of Freeze Frame is presented by Strictly Casual. It's brought to you by Manscaped. More on them later.
Ryder, I have to jump in here just for a quick second.
Let's hear it.
Being part of the Checkpoint podcast, I have to just plug my podcast for a little bit.
Absolutely.
I mean, sorry, Vincent and I's podcast for a second, just because I want to cross-pollinate a little more on the show. I think we need to just. I want to give a shout out to each podcast. So in Checkpoint, we're going to start saying, hey, this is what's going on Freeze Frame this week. We got a podcast coming out. Guys, there's a new Checkpoint podcast that just came out earlier this week on Friday. Go listen to that. We talk about, if you look at the clip, we're talking about the Armored Core leaks. And we're talking about a bunch more stuff on the full show. You can listen to that on audio platforms.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah. Absolutely. Definitely go check them out. Lots of valuable information coming from them. Okay. So we have a very packed week. It's funny. We have a
big week, baby.
We got a lot of news here. And so we can go ahead and get started here. We got some Disney news. Of course, a new live action Snow White's happening, which I never knew about any of these live actions. It feels like they're just pumping out all they're just redoing everything live action.
Cranking it out.
So we have a cast. They casted Tony Award winner Andrew Burnap as the male lead opposite Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot. I think we've heard about this one already, this Snow White film with the cast. He will play a new character, neither the prince or the huntsman, but who sings in the film. Very interesting.
Is this a musical?
I believe so. Yeah, it's going to be, classic, kind of like they did with Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, kind of rehash.
I wonder what the... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
I wonder what the choice is for Gal Gadot, just because she's been so controversial in the media lately.
True, yeah, and we know Disney to kind of stray away from any hints of that for any actor. Right. So you're right. Good point. Now moving on, that was our Disney. We got Marvel, and there's a lot this time. Surprisingly,
Marvel.
Yeah, but a lot of Marvel. So if you want to take us away, what do we got first?
All right, first of all, we got Moon Knight playoff trailer drops, announces March 30th release date. It is coming right around the corner. And if the schedules are lined up, if it's 6 episodes long, right, Ryder? 6
Yep.
episodes. If it is 6 episodes long, that final episode should air, what is it, just before
Yep.
Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness comes out.
Absolutely.
So it could potentially feed right into a Multiverse of Madness. Hopefully it does. I mean, we just released a reaction to the Moon Knight trailer, to the Moon Knight trailer, with a little bit of our thoughts on the show. Go for that there. But Ryder, just in like one sentence, give me your impression, your expectation of what they are. What is Moon Knight to you at this moment in time? In one sentence.
I think Moon Knight will make a door that leaves the MCU darker. I'm trying to think of that.
I like it.
But yeah, you know
I
what
like
I mean?
it. I love it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Next
on.
up.
Let's go. Okay, sorry. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. They resumed production after a long hiatus. Of course, they were halted in 2021 after Letitia Wright suffered an on-set stunt accident, which was also reported that had to do with vaccinations and that whole ordeal, which I think is probably what it was.
Do you think it's actually a stunt accident?
I don't think so. No, I don't
think so either. Letitia Wright had so much clout for that week. Not like clout, not the good kind of clout. It was like bad clout because everyone was like, all right, just like you fumbled the bag. Like you're in a Marvel film and you just are giving up your role because you don't want to get vaccinated.
Yeah. And then I also saw at the same time they announced the actor who plays M'Baku, Winston Duke, I believe, will have a more prominent role in this film. And it's like, well, there you have it. That's all you need to know. Probably Winston is probably going to get the role of Black Panther in this film. And I think that after all the halts, they might be rewriting this script.
Think so?
Because I think Letitia Wright's, Shuri was probably going to have the role of Black Panther, but I think at this point they're so late in the game that they're like, we can't, we got to do something. We got to do something with the story here.
Whoa.
Like we're getting closer to the release date,
Dude, to be a Hollywood writer and have to make those sort of narrative changes on the spot, I can't imagine.
Like I understand, like Vincent has some worries about this. Like I'm just excited to see how they honor Chadwick, but yeah, when it comes to kind of the film, I don't know. I'm scared for. I hope the story's not like wild, but
they have big shoes to fill with this film because of the cultural impact Black Panther had. Like they have to make this big, or else it's going to get huge pushback from a lot of communities.
Absolutely. But
moving on,
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Moving on, Chris Miller released a quote saying, "Going to different dimensions." This is about not into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, Part 1. Saying going to different dimensions really opened up an opportunity artistically to have each world have its own art style and to have each dimension feel like it was drawn by a different artist's hand. So now that we have Miles going into these different Spider-Verses, if you will, there's different art styles associated with each of them. I think we're really going to see further explored in a way that we haven't before with Into the Spider-Verse. I'm really excited for that. Ryder, any thoughts?
Yeah, no, that sounds fantastic. I mean, we saw a little bit in the trailer when Miles enters, I think, like the futuristic verse.
Spider-Man
like,
2099.
Yeah, you saw the vibes and it was like, oh, this is great. I know that, again, it's probably going to win an Oscar for their creative art style. That it's just brilliant. Yeah, the frame rate, how they change it, like little details like that are just what separate this film from everything else. Moving on now, quick one. Eternals is now on Disney Plus. So if you haven't seen it and you're hesitant because of the reviews, definitely check it out now if you got Disney Plus, because hey, it'll only take you 2 hours.
There you go. Yep. Well, no, it's pretty long.
It's a big one. Yeah, right.
I think Eternals is worth it. I liked Eternals. No one else liked Eternals. I was over here in I liking the Eternals club. Yeah. There are a few people out here with me, but I don't know if Ryder is one of those people.
It was good. Like it's pretty low on my MCU list, but like, me, I wouldn't say any Marvel's movie is bad. Well, except one, but I'll save that for.
Wait, what's the one?
God, if I get hate, let me die on this. I don't care. I don't like Captain Marvel. I'm sorry. I don't like.
You don't like Captain Marvel? Oh, okay.
Listen, I like the character.
You like Thor: The Dark World though?
I mean that's my like, so my least favorite is Captain Marvel. Above that, Thor, and then Incredible Hulk. Okay. But that's only because there's so many great ones. Like I wouldn't say I hate these movies, but it's just there's 27 films now. Yeah, too many good ones.
All right, next up, Andrew Garfield said it was incredibly fun to lie about Spider-Man: No Way Home during leaks. Sorry. He says, quote, I was like, oh my God, guys, what the hell's going on? I'm working so hard here to stay secret. And then here's an image of me with Toby. Just this morning, I read a post of where Emma Stone texted him and was like, all right, just tell me that you're in the film.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh my God, I have no idea what you're talking about. But she's like, please, like, just tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me something. He's like, I don't know.
I know, and I was thinking the same thing. Somebody retweeted and they're like, oh, these guys they're just so adorable. And I'm like, yeah, they are.
Dude, the amount of things I've seen of Andrew Garfield, like, he's just been doing so many, like, he's kind of out of pocket. He's like, a wild card because I heard he came up with the pointing scene in which they're all pointing at each other. He did he improvised a scene where he said, I love you guys.
Yeah, he was.
This dude is just
he brought all the magical moments to the film.
He's so goofy. I love him.
Oh, he's great. Absolutely. Up next, we have Laura Donnelly from The Nevers on HBO Max joins the pack for Marvel Studios' Halloween special. Now, we heard about this quite a bit ago. This is coming out in Halloween, a Werewolf by Night story, apparently. And Donnelly could be playing Vampire by Night. So, pretty cool. This could connect, again, we saw in the Moon Knight trailer, a werewolf that he was beating up. So, this could connect to that as well.
Wait, I'm sorry. I have no idea what Werewolf by Night is.
They did like a run of I don't know too much about it either.
A comic run?
Yeah, it's a comic run of kind of a spooky vibe that they were going for.
Oh, does it fit in with
it's all kind of in
with the dark Avengers sort of thing with like Doctor Strange, Blade?
I'd say so, yeah. Like in the vampires, there's we're starting to see it more, and I
love it. I love it. Yeah. I love the ghouls and goblins.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I know. Like Halloween time and Marvel. Oh, it's gonna be good.
Spooky.
Spooky. Because another cool thing is that I saw it takes place in London, so we could see Dane Whitman as
who the hell's Dane Whitman?
The Black Knight at the end of it. We could see Kit Harington pull out his sword and say,
love Kit Harington.
And it connects.
Dude, you'd love him even more after watching Game of Thrones.
Oh, Jon Snow. I know, the best.
So good.
Okay, I think this
all
is...
right. Yeah. Moving on to our next story. James Gunn says, people tend to think that there's a master plan for Marvel, but the truth is, Marvel never asked me to do anything other than in the first Guardians, referring to Guardians of the Galaxy, of course, to put Thanos in there and come up with what the Infinity Stones were. Other than that, Marvel has never, ever asked me to do anything, and the same thing has basically been true of DC. Cool.
Okay.
This is a really interesting quote.
What do you think?
Because, okay, so here's where my initial thoughts go.
Okay.
This is very early on in the MCU, right?
Yeah.
I think Guardians of the Galaxy kind of start no, because the Tesseract was already in existence, correct? Like,
from Captain America.
Right. So I'm wondering what the extent was that they actually had to come up with the Infinity Stones.
I would say probably kind of the origins and kind of what they mean and kind of the connection to Thanos and why he wants them. And that's like the first hints, the first cosmic kind of film we've seen. And this is the first kind of avenue we're seeing that. And I think he helped write what it would look like and what it would feel like for live action.
Okay. Yeah. I am kind of thinking the same thing, but I feel like that's giving James Gunn so much power, like narrative power early on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, a lot of these films too, that we forget that's why they're executive producers on Infinity War. All of them are together because it's like, what did you do in Black Panther? What did you do in Guardians? Let's make sure it's all connecting and the continuity is still there. And I think that, a lot of these, like James Gunn, they're pioneers for live action storytelling for these comic books. They get to kind of take that inspiration and it's in your hands, be a good writer and do it. Like that's what your job is. So yeah, I'd say they did pretty well.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay, moving on now. We have this is a lot of James Gunn news because he's doing a lot. He's working on Guardians and he's also doing Peacemaker.
Firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, absolutely. So he also talks about that he's involved with a secret DC project for TV. This is great for him. I wish him all the best. He says, I'll know what's happening very shortly. I dealt with it last night and this morning. So we don't know too much about it, but yeah, I think Peacemaker.
So is he, do we know in what capacity? Is he directing? Is he executive producing? Because for Peacemaker, he's just the executive producer.
No, he talks about that another character from Peacemaker is going to do another DC film. So I imagine maybe another spinoff, maybe with the characters from Peacemaker, or maybe something separate. It's completely separate. just because of his artistic style. But I think that with Suicide Squad and now Peacemaker kind of getting some positive reviews and succeeding, I think they're kind of getting more keys to here help DC kind of dig out. You know,
I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm really cool if James Gunn kind of becomes this like key player for the DC verse.
Me too.
Because I love his style.
Mhm.
James Gunn is just batshit crazy. And he just does whatever the fuck he wants. And I absolutely eat it up every time. Like, people are like, what were your thoughts on Suicide Squad? Did you like Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I rewatched it just the other day to kind of, you know, recap myself from, give me a recap from Peacemaker. And yeah, it was definitely, it's out there. And it's funny because you can watch the actors kind of deliver their lines and you just hear James Gunn speaking. Like, he has such a like unique way on how he delivers lines and how he, you know, makes characters develop. And you're just like, this is like on its own. Like, it's only James that's doing this. Yeah.
I love it. It's just that flavor really hits with me.
Absolutely. So, he continues on to talk about, you know, this separate project. He says it's part of the DCU. I mean, they can use these characters. I mean, one of these characters, which people have kind of figured out, one of these characters is used in a future big DC movie that's from here. He told the Hollywood Reporters, TV's Top 5 podcasts. So we were connected to all of this. Who knows what role these characters are going to play in the future? I mean, no one knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy were, and all of a sudden they're massive players. And of course, Infinity War, Endgame. So who knows what's going to happen with Peacemaker in 10 years, 5 years, or whatever, which pretty wild. And that's the one great thing about James Gunn is he makes you love characters that are like you wouldn't think you love them. And that's what's happening with me with Peacemaker, because I didn't like him after the movie because he was kind of more of a bad guy, because, you know, they are bad guys.
He's so good.
But he is good. He's good. Yeah.
He's so good. And like, I think, and the fact that John Cena really brings that character to life, I think is a feat in itself, because I just don't think like, no one ever thought John Cena had acting chops. Like, realistically, unless there's a movie that I am unaware of that people are like, oh, that's a great John Cena movie. Like, I just don't think he brings so much to the actors as well as the characters themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you want to take us the Guardians update now, he talks about Guardians, which is exciting. If you want to read this one.
Yeah, so speaking of Guardians and bringing the Guardians to life and bringing them into popularity, he gives an update on Guardians 3, saying it's going great. Chuck Woody, who plays, maybe I butchered that name, I really could have, who plays Myrn in Peacemaker, is one of the main characters in the movie, and people are freaking out over how good this guy is. Literally freaking out. I think that I'm really happy. I gave a bunch of scenes to Marvel right before Christmas break. Kevin went, they were all really, really, really stoked. But also, it's not going to be the movie people. It's different than what people are going to expect. It's a hard road, but I'm really happy with it so far. End quote. Because not only do we have James Gunn doing, you know, back with Guardians, he's just in his
element,
Q zone, in his vein, in his lane. But also he's going against the grain, and I absolutely love it. I love breaking the mold of what we expect from Marvel films.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you, dude. You said it well. I mean, I don't have anything else because the character Myrn is great. I'm excited to see him, but yeah, you said it well.
I gotta watch Peacemaker, man. That's what I'm gonna do after this episode. I'm gonna watch Peacemaker. I got 2 classes canceled. Shoot, I'm gonna watch
They're great episodes. Okay. Like, they get you by the end of episode 3, you gotta kind of watch the 3, and then I'd recommend it. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. James Gunn's doing well. And if you want to check out the full episode of our podcast, of course, you can listen to all our audio platforms, or you can watch the full video on YouTube for members only. You can help support us here at Strictly Casual by becoming a member.
Next up, roses are red, violets are blue. Don't let wild hairs wreck you. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and our sponsors at Manscaped are here with the best tools to get you ready for the special occasion. This V-Day, it's time to join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped, leaders in below-the-waist grooming, with our exclusive offer. Go to manscaped.com and use the code STRICTLYCASUAL, all one word, STRICTLYCASUAL, for 20% off plus free shipping.
There you have it. Thank you, Manscaped, for sponsoring us. We got some new products that came in. We have some, let's see, I don't know if it's in here, because I know that they just came out with it. I don't know if I'm able to talk about it. But they have all kinds of brand new gifts that they posted on their Instagram, kind of like new announcements and stuff that they're doing. So I don't want to talk about it, but probably I'll wait a week and mention it. But anyways, they got the soaps, and I know Vincent always raves about the soaps. Have you tried the soaps yet?
I've not tried any of the soaps yet.
Oh, buddy, you are missing out. Let me tell you.
Dude, Vincent talks about the body wash all the time. He loves it.
It's fantastic. And I just the other day used the lawnmower 4.0. I used that bad boy on me, and oh man, I'm smooth. Doesn't hurt. And I always freak out because I'm like, you know what? I always freak out on razors. Trust me. Take it from a guy that freaks out on razors. Get the lawnmower. You know, you put it anywhere. Sensitive skin down there. It doesn't matter. You don't even need a guard. You use it. Doesn't hurt at all.
No, they recommend you use a guard. You should use a guard.
No, I'm saying, yeah, use your guard. But I'm saying, like, I was like, even not using it, I was like, no, it's safe. Like the trim, it's a skin safe technology that they have, so you'll definitely be good with.
But we're not advising not using the guard.
Yeah. But definitely, so you use your lawnmower, and then the combo is you hop in the shower and you use the body wash, and they got their signature scent, the Manscaped signature scent, as I call it. It's a perfect combo. That's all you need.
What does it smell like?
I don't. Let's see. It smells like man, it's like a cologne scent, I guess. I don't know. It's a very like minty, like a manly, like rough scent, but also has like tastes of sweetness. What's the flavor of it? No.
I want to know the profile.
Yeah, you're talking to the wrong guy to talk sense. I don't know. I'm not good at that. Sorry.
Great.
But it smells great. That's all I will say. You can definitely get 20% off and free shipping with the code strictlycasual at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at Manscaped, and use the code strictlycasual. Join Cupid and shoot your arrow with Manscaped this Valentine's Day.
All right. Next up, moving on from James Gunn, we got when asked if any characters were cut from No Way Home's script, co-screenwriter Chris McKenna revealed that, quote, there were big characters, but almost too big, because it always became a balancing act. And this kind of sheds a light on what I think is starting to potentially creeping up on the MCU as potentially a big problem. It's the Spider-Man 3 disease. It's having, to use a line from I Think You Should Leave that maybe some of our audience might get. I got too much shit on me. Oh my! You know, some of these movies can be so bogged down in these characters that none of them really get a chance to shine. And I even think Spider-Man No Way Home did suffer from that a little bit, because I don't think Lizard was written out well. Sandman wasn't very good. Really, it was just Alfred Molina and Willem Dafoe who got the main spotlight, and the other characters were just not really needed. And I completely forgot to mention Electro. I actually think Electro was great.
Yeah, I love them. He's great. Jamie Foxx was just being Jamie Foxx.
He was
showed
great.
up and he was just like,
love Jamie Foxx. Yeah, and they really gave him more to work with during this film. But regarding Lizard and Sandman, I just don't think they added anything to the film, and I can't thank God that they chose to cut even more, because they were already kind of pushing their limits with Sandman and Lizard.
And I think Shang-Chi was probably one of the last films, and of course I'm probably going to remember in the future, but Shang-Chi was one of the last ones to kind of follow the formula when it comes to introducing a solo hero, right? It was just Shang-Chi and then of course his sister, and that's about it. But with like Eternals, it's 10 of them. And then we're going to start seeing with Fantastic Four, Thor has Jane and Valkyrie and team-ups, and then you have...
No, don't be disrespecting Fantastic Four. I still got hope in a good Fantastic Four.
I just mean there's a lot of people, like... with a team, it's a team. Fantastic Four team. Guardians is a team. Thor is gonna be a huge team. Like, it's team up. There's gonna be a lot of people.
And the Avengers were both good. We're both really good. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's gonna be bad. I'm just saying like we're gonna start seeing a lot of like it's gonna be like with the comic books where you would have a double issue where it's like, oh, Spider-Man teams up with Captain America. You know what I mean? It's like it's never. I think they're straying away from like Shang-Chi, where it's like we're introducing a hero, one guy or one girl. And it's like, nope, we're it's a team up film. Like Doctor Strange has
all team up films from here on out, baby. All team ups.
But I'm for it. I think they can do pretty well. I mean, Eternals, I think they did well of even evolving 10 different characters that I
think Eternals was good in that respect too.
But we'll see what happens with the future. We'll keep up with it, of course. IGN now has posted the entire cast list so far for Marvel's Secret Invasion. Kind of insane. Of course, I forgot to put it on here, but there's some great actors in this. Of course, Emilia Clarke. We have.
I have no idea who Emilia Clarke's gonna play.
Oh, there's probably some new characters that are just introducing.
When I saw that Emilia Clarke was casted, I was like, Oh my god, especially, because I'm watching
Nuts.
Game of Thrones right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I'm like, this is nuts.
Hmm.
Like, she's such a major player. I wonder
Oh
who
yeah.
she could be.
Amelia Clark and Olivia Colman together, like those heavy hitters. We have the return of Ben Mendelsohn as Talos, the Skrull from Captain Marvel.
Hmm.
Colby Smulders and Sam Jackson, of course, is Nick Fury, Maria Hill. We have Christopher McDonald, one of my favorite actors because he is hilarious, just a funny, funny guy. And of course, some other great actors as well introduced, like Kingsley Ben-Adir, Carmen Ejogo, and Killian Scott. But yeah, the cast. I mean, this show's gonna be. This could be the tee up to Secret Wars, which is gonna get wild.
Maybe they introduced Fantastic Four and Secret Invasion.
Maybe with any Disney Plus series, I don't want. You know what I mean? Like it's always hard.
Do you think the Fantastic Four is gonna get condensed to a Disney Plus series?
Maybe a hint, because they kind of did that in WandaVision where they were like,
Oh,
I got this aerospace engineer, and everyone forever, dude. I don't know if you were part of that hype. They were like, it's Mr. Fantastic. That's what people thought. So who knows? We'll see. I'm not.
Give him the big budget. Give him the big
I know.
budget.
That'd be great.
Now we're gonna move away from Marvel news for a second to talk about this very big piece of news we got here. I put this in the Christmas category.
Yes.
Tim Allen will reprise his leading role as Scott Calvin in the Santa Claus limited series coming to Disney Plus. He'll also executive produce the show with production set to begin in March. Guys, we could be getting Christmas in July.
Oh yeah. I'm for it.
I can't wait.
Yeah, Santa Claus is a great franchise. I wish the best for them. I'm looking forward to it. More content.
Great.
More time. All right. We got Warner Brothers in DC. Some exciting stuff for them, of course. The Batman just confirmed the PG-13 rating, which I don't know how you feel about that, but I don't expect anything other than a PG-13. Like, there's no way this is going to be rated R. But they did say they're pushing this PG-13.
I love it.
To the max.
I really want them to do that. That means we get one F-bomb and a non-derogatory sense.
Yeah, that's true.
In
Yeah,
a non-sexual sense.
I mean, there was also somebody posted a clip of Matt Reeves' 10 Cloverfield Lane, and they showed a scene. I'm not 10 Cloverfield Lane, just Cloverfield, I believe, the first one, and it was like so violent with this one scene. Like this girl kind of exploded. I won't give you any more context, but like they're like, that was PG-13. If you could do that, the Batman could be
saying
violent.
someone could explode.
Someone could explode. Yeah.
I want to see it. If someone explodes, I want it. I want it in the Batman.
Absolutely.
That'd be crazy.
It's gonna be great.
I'm a huge advocate for rated R superhero movies. I just think they just be dark and greedy, but I guess you don't need a rated R movie to do it. But it just makes it feel like
good,
big balls.
Yeah.
It's really big balls.
Oh god. Oh man. Okay. No, I'm just kidding.
WB also gives us a closer look at Paul Dano's Riddler and Colin Farrell's Penguin in the Batman. I actually didn't see this. Ryder, how do they look?
Yeah, the photos look great. I think it was for once it was not in the dark, so we could actually see what their costumes look like. They look great.
I love Paul Dano. Apparently, he's kind of a dick in real life, but
really?
Yeah, that's what I heard. But I just love his role. I saw a tweet that was like, Paul Dano plays the dude who just gets beat up.
Yeah, he does. He's good at playing a wimp and kind of that vibe. But he's a phenomenal actor.
He's so good.
Let's see. We got some Shazam news here. Producer Peter Safran talks. I like that the kids are a little bit older so that you can lean into a little more adult humor. And also just adult stakes and adult issues that one deals with at 16 and 17 that you don't deal with at 13 and 14. Maybe a little, a sense of humor there, but definitely Shazam Fury of the Gods coming soon. I think there was a early screening of this recently. Had some positive reviews, as well as Black Adam. Black Adam had an early screening too. That was overly positive. That's about it. Okay. I won't get any more about that. Yeah.
Great. Cool. I'm excited for this because my main issue with Shazam 1 was it was just a little too immature.
Okay.
So I'm hoping this
fixes it. Yeah.
I hope this fixes it for me. Leslie Grace has revealed her full costume for the upcoming Batgirl movie. It looks very true to the comics.
It looks great.
I don't know how to feel about. I didn't watch any of the Batgirl show. What was a
like any of the CW
show leading up to this, right? Yeah, I didn't watch any of the CW series leading up to this.
Yeah, I feel like this takes place in the Snyder world because of the Commissioner Gordon is played by J.K. Simmons from the Snyder Cut, and I think it's that whole kind of vibe. But yeah, it's weird because it's a film on HBO Max, and I know that there's also a Batgirl series, but this is a film.
Right.
This is a film, which is pretty.
Okay, so this is not connected to any of the CW stuff.
No, I don't think so. No.
Oh, okay. Then in that case, I'm a lot more excited for it.
Yeah. I think the villain is going to be Firefly, which is the arsonist, the one who has a jetpack and he just sets things on fire, and he's played by Brendan Fraser. So.
Whoa, I love Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, I love. Pretty great. Let's see. This is Ben Affleck, a quote here. I talked to you about it, and you were a principal influence on that decision. It's Ben Affleck talking with Matt Damon in a recently little interview they did for fun. I want to do the things that would bring me joy. Then we went and did Last Duel, and I had fun every day on this film. Of course, probably talking about when he did Batman on his departure. I think it was when he was doing the Justice League with Joss Whedon. That kind of was like, I remember I saw a quote where he said, I'm not having fun. I'm not going to do this anymore, which he didn't. So it's kind of unfortunate. You could say kind of Joss Whedon put him in that situation where it's
put the nail on the Ben Affleck coffin.
Yeah, we could have still had some more. I wouldn't mind more Ben Affleck Batman and Robert Pattinson.
Batfleck.
I love Batfleck.
I didn't mind Batfleck.
Yeah, he was like the old gritty. He was a big boy. He was a chunky boy, and I loved it.
I think Batfleck would be great as a Flashpoint Batman.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That would have been perfect.
It fits very well, the vibe, the tone.
Yeah, that would have been so good. Yeah, I love Ben Affleck. Did you see The Last Duel?
Haven't yet. No.
No, it's on HBO Max. That's later on in the news, but it's on HBO Max now. Go watch it.
It's on my list
right now. It's so good.
I'm part of the group that the millennials that were on their social media, and that's why I didn't see it. Isn't that what Ridley Scott said? Why nobody went to see it? And I'm like,
oh, that's right. That is what Ridley Scott said. Blame social media. Dude, that dude did not have a good year. Ridley Scott did not have a good year.
I'm sorry.
With House of Gucci doing as bad as it did, and then just hate to see it.
Yeah.
Moving on. Peacemaker producer Peter Safran or Safran? Nope. I said
I'd
the
say
same
like
thing
that.
twice. Sure.
Saffron or saffron?
I said saffron or saffron. Sees an opportunity to give more Suicide Squad characters their own TV solo projects, but says it's down to finding the right filmmaker with the right idea. I would love this.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just give, what was it, the Weasel, the Rat?
Oh, the Weasel, yes.
Can we give the Weasel his own show? That would be perfect.
Oh,
but I feel like
crazy.
that would have to be a James Gunn thing because only James Gunn could really match the energy. Or maybe like Taika Waititi.
Oh, yeah, that'd be pretty goofy. I wouldn't mind seeing like a polka dot man, kind of with his mom, just like mom, like living in his house, but then going out to fight crime. Kind of like Peacemaker, but polka dots.
Polka dots, baby.
Okay, here we go. We have other studios now. This is all separate, just a plethora of random things here, news here. Let's push on through this. Here we go. There is a plan for Scream 6, says creator Kevin Williamson, that I'm all in for. I love Scream, and I loved the new one.
I need to see the new one.
Could not recommend it enough, dude. If I could describe it in one word, this is it. This is all you need to know. Meta.
I don't know what you mean by that, Ryder. You keep saying that all over the place. I don't know what you mean.
Like, it breaks the fourth wall. Like, okay, like for example, like when an actor
better not spoil this movie.
No, like okay, when the lines are being delivered and they're referencing kind of what's going on, and it's like, oh, that's literally the film. You know what I mean? It's like that's super meta when they're their writing is about the horror genre. You know what I mean? Like whenever they talk about like, oh, Michael Myers and Halloween, it's like, oh, that's meta because that's literally to the audience to understand. Like, it's like, oh, this is like the first Scream felt like Halloween. And it's like, yeah, it did. I don't know. I'll have to describe it to you with more spoilers. I don't want to podcast, but yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe we'll do a little spoiler cast for that.
Yeah.
Scream has officially ended Spider-Man No Way Home's 4-week domestic weekend box office winning streak with an impressive $30.6 million earnings in North America. I feel like that's huge for a horror film.
Yeah.
I feel like horror films never do that good.
I think Scream has a big cult following, so I think that's why they were like, you know what? We gotta take it down. And that's another thing too. That's what it got into. It references toxic fandom. Like that's, I think, what's meta. It's like, oh, cool. Like everyone knows fandom and how people are all like on Twitter and Reddit, and that's mentioned. So that's what I mean by meta.
Cool.
Okay, Bob's Burgers gets a film, and they get a new trailer for that. Pretty crazy. I know that this was in the works, but yeah, if you like the animated show, they're getting a film, kind of like what Simpsons did.
Yeah, I've never seen Bob's Burgers. I have no interest in this.
Yeah, it's a funny one, but yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Nathan Drake returns in a new Uncharted poster, along with a whole gallery of new images from the upcoming video game movie.
Where's your excitement level with this one?
Like a 3.
3, really? I don't know. After that new trailer, it went a little higher. I'd say it went from like a 5 to a 6 for me.
I just can't do it.
There's a lot of video game movies, and they're always usually mid. They're very mid.
Can't do it.
I understand. I understand. Godfather gets a 50th anniversary theatrical release in theaters Friday. Oh yeah, and they also come out with like a giant 4K Blu-ray pack. If you're in Godfather,
cool.
Get that.
Ryder, what are you doing on Friday?
Friday? With this Friday, we're doing something special on the channel. That's you know what I mean? Like
we are.
We have unannounced.
My mind doesn't blink.
We have an unannounced interview that we're doing.
Oh,
that's what I'm
well, no, I mean like Friday night.
Oh, Friday night. I haven't thought about that yet. I want to get through that first. Why? What do you think about for Friday night?
Go watch The Godfather.
We could go watch The Godfather. Yeah, I was feeling you were asking that. Sorry, I didn't get to it faster. But yeah, The Godfather.
No, you're good.
Sounds like a screening. I wouldn't mind that. Sure, heck yeah.
Sick. Arrested Development star Will Arnett will star in Murderville, a new murder mystery comedy show where celebrities help him solve a murder case, but aren't given a script.
Oh,
so is this all? It sounds like it's just all improv.
I think Will Arnett has a script, and so he's kind of pushing the story forward. But like, I think Kumail Nanjiani and some other, every episode, they're just like, oh, they're improvising with him. You know?
So sick.
Yeah,
that sounds like a lot of fun.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. Japanese animated film Belle premieres, receives mixed reviews. I don't know what this is, but maybe you might.
Okay, Belle is the first arc of Digimon the movie, but also which is also the movie Summer Wars, both of which are Japanese animated films. And this is sort of like, it's kind of like Beauty and the Beast, but also like dealing with social media and like influencers as like as a theme. And this girl is like an influencer, and like I'll just call it like something as akin to like the metaverse, so just like a digital world. But in real life, she's kind of a loser, and so like she's like balancing, like this life of, oh, like no one knows who I am, even though I'm this influencer who's hella popular. But then like there's an aspect of like this person's like attacking the metaverse, and it's like a Beauty and the Beast situation with that person. So
wow, that sounds like a lot. Yeah, it sounds like a lot.
It's a lot going on.
A lot going on, yeah.
I don't know. I might watch it. It didn't super interest me based on the trailer, but even though I am into like anime and stuff like that.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, thanks for that. Okay.
Javier Bardem says he wants to ride a sandworm in Dune 2, and Denis Villeneuve wants to make it happen.
That's it. They're getting a real sandworm for this film. I know it.
Yep.
They're making it in the lab.
Real life sandworm.
Kendrick Lamar and South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone are working on a new live-action comedy film focused on slavery reenactment actors. That's a pretty wild statement right there. But yeah, so I think slavery reenactment actors, they're doing a film on those guys,
which is like
comedy film.
I'm just really interested to see what this turns out to be.
And I think
because this is so like loaded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I wonder, and I feel like Trey Parker and Matt Stone are like the perfect people to like tackle just loaded,
absolutely,
like social comedy.
It makes me the first thing I think of with those words, putting these words in my thoughts, is the one sketch from Key and Peele. They did a slavery sketch not too long ago, and it was like, it blew up. It was so viral, I think. But they were like slaves, and they were you'll have to see the sketch. I'll send you it. But
okay, was it positive? Was it
anything Key and Peele, I think is I don't think they're ever like, they can go far, and people are just like, no, this is good and funny. Like,
okay. It also gives me like hope that Kendrick Lamar is working with it too, because Kendrick Lamar is really real about his like experience and stuff like that.
True. Absolutely. Indiana Jones.
I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah, sorry. Indiana Jones 5 has only a month left of filming. They're getting through that. Harrison Ford, man, he's old boy.
Really old.
Old dog, new tricks.
Next up, we have a quote from Jonah Hill talking about Superbad 2. He says, "What I want to do is when we're like 80, do a Superbad 2. Like old folks home Superbad. Our spouses die and we're single again. That's what I want Superbad 2 to be. And that's the only way I would ever make it."
Wow, that'd be great. I hope he sticks to that.
We'll check in like 50 years down the line.
Yeah. We have a brand new trailer for a new A24 film called X. It's a 70s adult movie. It's a 70s adult movie shoot turns into a horror film in the brand new trailer. It stars Mia Goth, Jenny Ortega, Kid Cudi, and Brittany Snow.
Kid Cudi, has he acted anything before?
He was in the Need for Speed movie, actually.
Whoa.
Yeah. He was like one of the side characters.
That's funny. Horror film Shudder gets a trailer. I didn't see it, but maybe some people are interested.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I have no idea what this is. Good. Let us know what Shudder is.
Yeah, tell me what you know.
Okay.
Coming from the CW, a gender swap Zorro series is coming to the CW from Robert and Rebecca Rodriguez. A young Latinx woman will take the Zorro outlaw persona. We don't know who though.
Love to see it. Robert Rodriguez is taking over, doing good things with Star Wars.
Great.
Now moving on to Netflix, we got a couple of big Netflix ones here. Mark Ruffalo and Hugh Laurie join the cast of Sean Levy's All the Light We Cannot See. This is a limited series adaptation following a locksmith, his blind daughter, and a World War I hero in Nazi-occupied France. Pretty cool.
Fun. Michael Bay, Gareth Evans, and Patrick Hughes team up for The Raid remake set in Philadelphia. It's coming to Netflix, and Hughes will direct it.
Interesting. I don't know. I think there was some controversy with this because it's like, no, The Raid, but some people were also really hyped. I don't know what this is. I don't know what the climate was on The Raid. You know, what's the climate on?
Yeah, I don't either.
Red Notice 2 and 3 are in the works with Netflix, aiming to shoot back to back starting early 2023. I see some thoughts. Did you see the first one?
No.
It was all right. I just don't believe that it was the Netflix's
I was saying it was the worst film ever made. People were saying it was so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was mid. It was a good mid, you know. Definitely, it had its action, but it's very much Dwayne Johnson action. You know, the same thing we've seen like in a Jumanji before, or something like that.
I guess I just need to watch it for myself.
Yeah, I think a better action film in that same regard is like the Six Underground from Michael Bay, starring Ryan Reynolds. Because that one's like, it looked way more practical. Because there was a lot of CGI in this Red Notice film. Yeah, now moving on to HBO Max.
I'm so sorry. I just zoned out so hard. HBO Max, Euphoria Season 2 is in full swing. I haven't watched it, but Ryder's knee deep in it.
I'm knee deep in it, and I don't know how I'm feeling, but it's a wild turn of events. I'll tell you that.
Did that start last week?
Yeah, I want to say last week. Yeah.
Okay.
Episode 1. The Last Duel arrives on HBO Max. Like you told me, I can check that out now. And Peacemaker came out. So lots of new content for everybody to see. It's too much content.
Too much content. I got too much shit on me. Spider-Man director John Watts boards Final Destination 6. He wrote the treatment for the franchise relaunch and will produce the film for HBO Max.
Let's go. These films are guilty pleasures. Like,
I can't do any of them. They give me too much anxiety.
Oh, they're very much anxiety inducing. Very much.
Yep.
I used to feel like this at school all the time. Like that was gonna happen. So I would step in the fate of heart.
I can't do it, especially when I'm driving. Ugh.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Here's a tagline. Ready? We can be all poetic and just lose our minds together. That is from the iconic The Last of Us video game. Of course, we got some brand new news. Storm Reed, known for her work in Euphoria, great actress, Suicide Squad, Wrinkle in Time. She's been cast as Riley Abel in HBO's The Last of Us series. Dream casting. I think they're not missing with this cast. The show's gonna be amazing.
I hope so.
I hope so too. I really do.
I'm setting my expectations low.
Set them low.
Just because it's video game on the screen content. I know we got Pedro Pascal, but I'm just not getting my hopes up.
Absolutely. I'm gonna put my hopes are to the sky, and I'm ready to get disappointed.
You're insane. You're crazy.
I'm kidding, yeah.
Brian Cox, who plays Logan Roy in Succession, says he turned down a role in Game of Thrones because the pay wasn't good enough.
Oh, really? Sounds like his
major
character.
T.
Logan, no. Oh, F off. No, that's what he says in Succession all the time. Second season of executive producer Ridley Scott's acclaimed sci-fi series Raised by Wolves debuts on February 3rd on HBO Max, and there's a new trailer out now.
Have you seen this, the first season?
I have not. I watched a bit of the first episode. It was a little bit too trippy for me. I was like, I don't understand what's happening.
I get really into the trippy stuff.
It was it was a lot.
Did you watch Annihilation?
Yeah, I saw that one.
Was that too trippy for you?
No. Okay. Well, I mean, if you consider watching like 5 guides on YouTube to explain too trippy, because you won't understand until you watch the video guides on YouTube, like Annihilation explained.
No, I think I know, but
Oh, you think
I love Annihilation is right up my alley.
Oh yeah, it can be boiled down to like one like scientific thing of like cross pollination. That's all it is, I believe.
Yeah, well, no, but there's so much more to it than that.
Yeah,
Come on.
I know heavier themes, but I mean, sorry, I just
yeah.
meant like the sci-fi-esque of what was going
Yeah.
on physically. I didn't mean emotionally.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next up from Paramount Plus, The Offer We Can't Refuse, the making of the Godfather drama series debuts April 28th.
Interesting. We should go see The Godfather and then we watch this documentary. I mean, then we see how they made it.
Yep.
A little twofer. Peacock. Coming from Peacock, of course, the brand new Bel Air reboot is coming. Will and the Banks family get a first brand new trailer. This is coming to Peacock, excuse me, on February 13th, day before Valentine's.
I'm excited. I don't have Peacock, but
I don't have Peacock, and I don't know. I heard some negative stuff about this.
oh, did you really? Oh, yikes. Okay, never mind. Hulu, How I Met Your Father premieres gets exceedingly mid ratings. I didn't give it a 6.
Oh, okay. Well, I like Lindsay. I said Lindsay Lohan. Oh, Hillary Duff. I mean Hillary Duff. Can't believe it. I knew who it was. I see her in my head. Okay. Dexter, The New Blood, finally has a finale. I heard some great things about this one. It was the most watched series in Showtime's history. They had an average of 8 million viewers watching each week, and the showrunner would drop everything to do another season. Pretty crazy.
Have you seen Dexter? Any of it?
A little bit, yeah, here and there, of scattered of the first couple seasons.
Isn't it like about like a serial killer?
Yeah, so he works for like a what's it called? A police mortuary, right? So he's part of the police, but that's why he kind of gets away with it because he's a serial killer. He knows how to hide all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of
interesting.
Mm-hmm. And now we have light news, and wow, we pushed through this. It's crazy.
Yeah, we did, baby.
Okay, we'll do back and forth. Here we go.
We'll do back and forth.
Back and forth, kind of like how we would do those. So it's nothing different.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Kevin Smith wrote his scrap Superman movie script for Ben Affleck to star in. Based on the death of Superman, it would have featured Michael Rooker as Lex Luthor.
Ooh, put Michael Rooker.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
That sounds cool as hell. Oh, too bad.
Speaking of Batman, don't get scared. The release date is probably going to stay in March, according to Warner Brothers. They said, we feel good about this date right now, and we're going to watch it day by day, considering COVID and everything. So, March 19th, I believe.
Crossing fingers.
Crossing fingers. I'm ready to see it with a theater. I'm ready to see it with a lot
I want to see it so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Pig director Michael... Oh, the thing is covering it. Pig director Michael Sarnowski is in talks to replace Jeff Nichols at the helm of the next A Quiet Place project. This will be really interesting. I haven't seen Pig yet, but I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, me too. I think it's on Hulu. I saw it somewhere. It's like right there. Alfred Hitchcock's classic To Catch a Thief is getting a remake starring Gal Gadot. Let's see. Eileen Jones from Prodigal Son and Lethal Weapon will pen the script.
Why is everyone hiring Gal Gadot? Wonder Woman 1984 was awful.
You know what? They saw Red Notice. They said, this is the biggest film of all time. We need her. and then she's going to be on Death on the Nile, too, coming out soon.
Yep.
Doing a lot. She's doing good. She's doing a lot of stuff.
Right. Next up, the Academy is looking for an Oscars host and is currently eyeing Pete Davidson, Tom Holland, but the internet is petitioning for Tim Robinson. Get Tim Robinson to host the Oscars.
That would be insane. That'd be crazy.
No, you don't know, Ryder. You haven't seen I Think You Should Leave.
No, but I know of the actor, and I mean he's iconic. Oh wait, never mind. I was thinking of someone completely different. Never mind.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Ryder.
You know who I was thinking of?
That's what I thought.
You know who I was thinking of? I'll tell you after the show.
Okay.
I won't say it. Anyways, okay, so now we'll get into our recommendations, which
I'll go first.
Okay, let's hear it.
I have
well, I might already know. No, I'm just kidding.
You might. Well, my first one's Game of Thrones, obviously. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I haven't been consuming any super new content, but I've been watching Erased. It's an anime series on Crunchyroll and on Netflix both, so you really have no excuse not to watch it. 13 episodes long, and it's about a guy whose mother gets stabbed, and he's just trying to go back in time to prevent events from happening. And so he can
Oh,
like at points in time he like goes back to when he's a kid with full knowledge of like the future, and he's like trying to prevent events that happen.
wow, that sounds interesting. Okay, okay, cool. That's a
Really
good one.
interesting.
For me, it'd have to probably be what I'm watching now, and that's just anything on HBO Max. Two shows: Righteous Gemstones, great show if you're into kind of like comedies about religion, as well as Euphoria. I recommend it just because just on Zendaya alone. I'd say Zendaya alone is kind of what's
Is
keeping
she
me in it.
that good in it?
I'd say she's yeah, I'd say she's great. I wouldn't, but she won an Emmy. She was the youngest to win an Emmy
Okay.
for it. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, she's great. She's a phenomenal actress.
Cool.
It's a complete 180 from like Spider-Man, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
180? Well, yeah. I was like,
Yeah,
that's
180.
yeah. Okay, that's it
That's
for
fair.
me. All right, James,
Great.
you wanna close this off, bad boy? Let's do it.
I'll close this off. Sure. Guys, thank you all so much for listening and watching at home. Appreciate all the support. Guys, we got our socials that guys should follow. We got Twitter. We got YouTube, of course. That's where you're listening to us right now, or on podcast platforms. We got Instagram. We're going to be in our TikTok, especially. Follow us on TikTok. Um, Guys, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow us. Don't forget to hit that notification bell whenever we post. Join our Discord and connect with us more. Share your thoughts, your opinions. We'd love to talk to you guys there. Guys, we got reactions coming. We have other original content coming. We're kind of got planning some like more type video essays. Sometimes we like to do really heavily scripted stuff, along with just
Yeah,
whatever comes our way.
watch parties. We go live. We're
Watch parties.
we're
We go
messing around with all
live.
kinds of stuff.
That's right.
Getting
We go a
wild.
little crazy.
Going
Guys,
crazy.
don't forget, this episode is brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped, thank you so much for sponsoring us. Go treat yourself to a nice clean shave.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. Well said. James, thanks for coming on. Hope you have a good day, dude.
You too, man.
Hope everybody have a great day, have a great week, and we'll see you next time for episode 47 with more news of the week. All right, everybody. Bye.
Peace out.